morning everybody, how are we today? It is freezing in my studio. I'm really hoping the Wi-Fi stays working, so if it's a bit glitchy I apologise ahead, but I wanted to jump on at the first opportunity to come and do some training for you today. I want to talk to you a little bit about New Year, New You. Now, I know we are on the 10th of January, and I'm sorry I was not very well last week, otherwise this would have come to you last week. But you know what, it's never too early to zhuzh things up, to reassess where you are, reassess where you want to go, and have a really good think about yourself and how you do your Scentsy business. There's never a wrong time. You can do this any time of the year, and sometimes it's actually good to do that. So although this is New Year, New You, where are we going, what are we doing kind of conversation, you can implement all of this any time of the year. And to be honest with you, I do. You know, I will be in this business 7 years in next month, February 2023, and I have to reassess a lot. Because I forget to do things, I feel like maybe sometimes my sales could be better, and I have to reassess and think, well, what am I doing? Am I doing anything wrong? Is there anything that I've missed? Is there anything I could be doing? Is there anything I can add in? It could be my team building. You know, how is my team performing? What can I do more to help support them get their goals and achieve what they want to achieve? So I do this quite a lot during the year, but this is obviously for the start of the year. So I've got notes. If I'm looking down, I apologise, because I have actually got a full-on, very organised, very prepared notes, because it's such an important subject. I don't kind of want to miss anything out. So let's start off with, if you join me, say hello. If you're watching on replay, pop a hashtag replay in the comments below, just so I know that who's watched it, who's seen it. And if you want to leave any comments, like if you're watching this all the way through, even if you're watching this on replay, and you're kind of thinking to yourself, oh my god, yeah, I need to do that, or I hadn't really thought about that, or that's a good idea, please leave your comments, because it's always really encouraging to see what you guys think, because this is not just all about me, this is about us as a team. Okay, so my top tips for success in this business is, well, one of them is throw away your excuses. Now, me as a personality, this has nothing to do with Scentsy, this is just me as a personality, I don't really like excuses. I think it's to do with my upbringing, and I'm quite dismissive of excuses. You might have a reason, you know, reasons are fine. Excuses don't wash with me. That's just my personality. That's nothing to do with Scentsy. That's outside of business, outside of work. I don't really like excuses. I prefer honesty, and I prefer legitimate reasons why perhaps something didn't get done, or what have you. I don't like the fluff of excuses. And actually, when I was writing this and I was thinking about our Scentsy businesses, so easy to fall into the world of excuses, isn't it? So I want you to really think about this year to throw away excuses, and reframe that if you need to. Reframe it as a reason why you haven't done it yet, and add the yet on, because all the time you have the yet at the end of a sentence means that your intention is still to complete that task, to complete that goal, to achieve that thing. And you know what? There are people in Scentsy who are doing spectacular things, okay, in incredibly challenging economic times. So all the time I see people achieving fantastic PRVs, you know, 1,000 PRV a month, 2,000 PRV a month, 4,000 PRV a month. When I see that, I know, in my mind, I know that that is achievable. It's not just a number that somebody says, oh, you could do 1,000 PRV a month. I know it's achievable because I see people doing it. So, you know, you have to realise that what you put in is what you get out. And there are people doing amazing, spectacular things in this company, even though it's been really difficult, even though we have the cost of living crisis, even though we've come out of COVID. So it can be done. And if you're giving yourself excuses and you're sharing excuses constantly in your business to why you're not doing these things, you have to ask yourself, like, where do you sit? Where do you sit in your business? Because maybe you're feeling like everyone else is achieving greatness and you're not, but maybe that's just because you don't have the skills. Maybe you think everybody else is achieving greatness and you're not, because maybe you're not great at time management. Maybe you need to go and figure that out. Maybe you think everyone's achieving stuff and you're not, because you find social media difficult. Well, perhaps you need to do some learning on it. So excuses don't really add up, because if you really want something, you will make the effort to do whatever it takes so you can achieve your goals. And that is a lot to do with mindset. If you want something badly enough, you will find a way. If not, you'll find an excuse. Okay, so if you want something badly enough, you will find a way to achieve it. If not, you'll find an excuse why you haven't. Okay, and I really do believe that you need to believe in yourself, and we don't all come, you know, into this business with a bucket full of confidence. Confidence isn't, we have confidence, natural confidence at birth, and then socialization and the world that we live in changes our confidence levels. Things happen to us, and the way we respond and the way people around us respond to it when we're very young shapes our mindset, but that doesn't mean it can't be shaped at a later date. And if you are brave and you really want to achieve great things, whatever that is for you, then you will find the braveness in your personality, and you will do the things that kind of frighten you, because on the other side of being brave and feeling fearful is success. It is the confidence that you're looking for, and you won't just suddenly wake up one morning and feel confident. You have to do the things, you have to take the steps to get you to feel confident, and that's by being brave, feeling the fear, and doing it regardless. Okay, so believing in yourself is really important, but also, and this is massive, good morning Gemma, how are you? This is massive, that it's not just believing in yourself that will get you to where you want to go, but you generally need to believe in the products, and not be superficial in what you love and what you like. And the way to believe in the products is to experience the products yourself. So using your consultant perks to get in new products, try them, test them, use them, you know, have them in your home, experience them, get feedback where people come and have a cup of tea with you and get feedback from what they think to the products, whether that's warmers, whether that's cleaning products, whether that's Scentsy Fresh, whether it's wax, I mean, whatever it is, get feedback and really start to understand the brand. And you will have products that you fall in love with naturally, and you'll feel that you really have tremendous self-belief in those products because you've gravitated to them naturally. And then there will be products that you think, not really my cup of tea. But where the belief comes in is the understanding that you believe that although those products may not float your boat, might not be your ideal products to have in your home to use yourself, but you have that bigger belief that there are people out there, that there are customers, there are friends and family members that would absolutely love those products. And it's having that continuous line of belief, whether it's you personally loving something or you personally thinking it's not really for me, but still having the belief that others will benefit from you sharing those products. So mindset and belief is so important. It's kind of like a stepping stone for where you want to go to. Do you know what I mean? And when you have the belief and you go, okay, right, I believe in myself, I believe I can learn the things I need to learn. I believe I'm surrounded by people that are knowledgeable, that are friendly, that are kind, that will share their knowledge with me. I believe I can benefit from them. I believe that Scentsy as a business has great ethics, understands customers, understands consultants, and wants the best for both of us. I believe the products are fantastic quality. And once you kind of have all of those beliefs overflowing, all of a sudden, and you might not realise this at first, it might take this video for you to kind of go, oh yeah, right, okay, now I get it. You will then have a vision. And a vision is like so incredibly important. Vision to me is like, if I don't have a clear vision, I really struggle as a person in my personal life and as a person in business. That vision of what I want to achieve for myself, for my business, for my family, for my future, that vision has to be crystal clear for me. And then as soon as I've got that vision of what I see happening in the future for me and my business, I then can take that self-belief and I can build all the foundations that I need. I can do all the learning, I can do all the experiences, I can face all the challenges, I can do what I need to do to get me to where I want to go, because that vision is your end goal. It's the biggest goal. It might be mind-blowingly big, and you might, when you think about it, you might think, oh my God, would that ever really happen for me? Is it really possible? And that's when I go back to the proof is in the pudding kind of thing. And when you see people in Scentsy achieving such greatness that you have as a vision, and you sit there and think, oh, can I really do it? When you see it happening for others, the proof is absolutely 100% yes, you can also achieve it. But nothing worth having lands on your lap. It's not easy, okay? Scentsy is not difficult, but it's not easy at the same time. It takes effort and mindset, which we've just talked about, and vision, okay? So be honest with yourself. What are you actually doing at Scentsy? Why are you here? And don't let the mind monkeys jump straight on your shoulder and poo-poo you and hear all the voices of all the people go, oh, direct selling's rubbish, oh, it's a pyramid scheme, which is rubbish, oh, it will never work, which is rubbish. It's actually one of the biggest leading industries, growing industries in the UK. It's massive worldwide. And it's not massive worldwide and a leading growing industry in the UK for no reason. It's because it's real, okay? So don't let the mind monkeys jump on your shoulder and poo-poo what you're doing. Don't listen to your brother, your auntie, your uncle, your neighbour, your old friend that you used to know from school that's going, oh, that's a load of crap. You'll never sell that. It's a farce. Because they are ignorant to what actually can be achieved, okay? Just smile at them and ignore them. So figure out for yourself, what are you actually doing at Scentsy? Why are you here? What is it that drew you to Scentsy, and what exactly do you want to do? Because if you don't know what you want to do, how on earth are you going to get up every day and do anything with Scentsy? Because you have no goal, you have no vision. So you really need, at the beginning of the year, to kind of set that vision really clearly, even if it's massive, okay? Even if you look at your vision and you laugh to yourself and go, likely not, okay? Even if you still have that negative mindset, that will come during the year. That positive mindset through experience will come. So even if you kind of go, I don't think that's really possible, still set it. Still set that vision and go, do you know what? I would love to be earning £5,000 a month. I would love to be earning £10,000 a month. I would love to be able to move home. I would love to be able to decorate this house. I'd love to take the kids on holiday. I would love to get the kids all the new tech, new computers, new iPhones, new whatevers. I would love to be in a position I'm debt free. I would love to own my own car. I would love to get married. I would love to do this. You know, have your vision. And don't let anyone else poo-poo it, because it's yours, okay? They have no right to have a comment or opinion on your vision, okay? Your vision is your vision. But have that vision. Now, it could be You don't want any of that. You could be, no, that's not for me. All I want is a little hobby. All I want is to buy my own Scentsy at discount, build up my orders over a few months and get a few half price and free goodies. If that's all you want, that's perfectly fine, okay? Not everyone that is born on this planet is born to be an entrepreneur. Not everyone that's born on this planet is born to go out there and absolutely kick it and get 10k a month. It's just not realistic, and it'd be really silly and ignorant and foolish of me to go, oh yeah, you can all do that, because we're not all born to do that, okay? Part of a community, part of a team, is accepting that there's variances within that team, and we have to have all different sorts of personalities, all sorts of different reasons for being here, all sorts of different things that everybody brings to the table. Not everyone is going to bring ambition, and that's fine. I need people that want to bring laughter. I need people that want to bring community, that want to work and support others. I want caring people. I want understanding people. I want people that will cheerlead others when they see success. I want people that are creative. I want people that are party people. I want people that are social butterflies. I want people that are sensitive souls, that are generous and giving. I want a variety. So, you know, what I say when I ask you to think about what you're doing here and think about your vision, you don't have to have the same vision as somebody else. It's perfectly fine to have a smaller vision, as long as it makes you happy, as long as it gets you out of bed, as long as you love what you do each day. Your vision is your vision, okay? However, there's a lot of people in Scentsy that think small, act small, do things on a small scale. Nothing to do with lack of vision, nothing to do with circumstance. It's to do with confidence and self-belief, and that's what we've talked about already. Having that self-belief and that confidence only comes after being brave. You cannot get confident without being brave, okay? But for those people, it might be a longer journey, because you have to deal with the mindset, you have to deal with the belief, not worrying what other people think of you, baby steps, trying things that kind of put you out of your comfort zone. That ambition could take a longer time to achieve, could be like a smouldering fire, and eventually you get it, okay? Also, there are people on this team that are just little firecrackers, that are full of energy, full of ambition, reasonably confident already, but just don't have the tools yet. They just need to learn about the brand, the products, the ethics, how to use social media, how to be successful at parties, how to be successful at leadership. And that also takes time. But the great thing is there is no time limit. So what can take one person 2 years to achieve could take somebody 6 months. And it all depends on the amount of effort you put in. Lots and lots of people in direct sales think they're working really hard, and actually what they're doing is they're spending a lot of time scrolling on social media. That's not working. There are lots and lots of things that you can do that are intentional, that are income producing activities that will ultimately get you results, and you can work less time and get higher results if you work in that way. So growing your business, if that's what you want to do, is almost like creating a legacy, because everyone starts off with the same kit pretty much, okay? So I had the £85 kit. I had the same £85 kit as you will have, okay? So if you got the £85 kit, you got the same kit as me. What made me different to potentially another consultant that is still certified 7 years later is ambition, okay? And that's the only difference, because the products are the products. The PWS is the PWS. The opportunity to open a Facebook group is a Facebook group. The opportunity to open a business page is a business page. What is the difference between me and another person that's still certified 7 years later is ambition. And wanting to create a legacy, wanting to create a continuous income for the future, basically. And because of that ambition, and because my vision was clear, and because I used the tools, and because I did a hell of a lot of learning, yeah? So I sacrificed sitting watching Netflix for hours on end. I sacrificed laying in a bar for like 2 hours listening to music. I sacrificed things like that, where instead of listening to music in the bar, I might have actually bought myself a book on how to be a fantastic direct seller, and I'd be reading it. Instead of going to bed and watching the telly, I'd have an audiobook, probably fall asleep, but I'd have an audiobook on. When I would walk the dogs, I'd have an audiobook in my ear. So that's the difference, is the vision nudges us to take action, to do the learning, to get the tools in the toolkit. So as we start to progress with our business, we have all we need, those really great foundations to build a fantastic legacy. And lots of people make it look really easy. And there is nothing complicated in this business. Absolutely nothing. I do not have a degree, okay? I had 4 C's and 4 D's when I left school, and I had a BTEC because I went to college. But I'm not a degree student, okay? I'm not like super duper intelligent, okay? I'm an average person, but all I've done is read up on how to grow a business. I've sucked in all the training, I've used all the tools, I've stayed consistent, I've reviewed myself regularly, and I've worked and I've put effort in, and I've built a business. And that's exactly what anybody else can do, okay, if you want to. And I always used to say this to my frontline years ago, and it's quite cutting, warning, it's quite cutting, but it is true. If you don't make the most of this business, if you want it but you don't put the effort in, do not be surprised when somebody in the next street to you does, okay? Don't be surprised, because where there are people that don't want it and don't put the effort in, there's probably a person just around the corner that goes, oh, that's a pretty good opportunity. I'm going to do all of those things and I'm going to get where I want to go. And that happens, okay? And that also goes for recruits. And again, this is a little bit, but it's true, it does happen. You might have a customer, and you might love that customer, she might order from you regularly. But if you never share this opportunity with that customer and let her know that she could do what you do, that she could have discount, that she could build up her own rewards, that she could grow a little business, that she could get a second income, if you never share that with her, number one, she's probably going to think there isn't an opportunity. She probably won't even realise she could do it. And when she does realise she could do it, she'll probably feel a little bit like, well, you never told me about it. And then if a consultant who lives on your next street, who's pumped, who's building a business, is absolutely ambitious, happens to know somebody who knows that customer of yours, and they happen to be standing outside the school gates, she might turn around and go, well, you love Scentsy. Yeah, I do. How long have you been using Scentsy? Well, a couple of years. I've been buying it off one of my friends. Well, why don't you join? I've got a join kit today. You can join on my join kit and get sorry, someone was trying to ring me. I did turn focus off and somebody has to ring me. So yeah, so if you're not careful, somebody will come along and offer the opportunity to one of your customers, and it's because they are ambitious and they have the confidence and they have the vision and they see the opportunity and they use the opportunity. So when you really want something, you have to have all of the bravery that you can muster and do all of those things, okay? So your legacy is every life you've touched. Fill everything with love, because every moment you are building your legacy, and that's a really great quote from Oprah Winfrey. Your legacy is every life you've touched. Fill everything with love, because every moment you are building your legacy. Every conversation you have with your customers, you are building your future. Every conversation you have with people that you know about and you're talking about Scentsy is potentially building your future. When you go to the corner shop, you know, every conversation you have potentially could result in Scentsy. And I know that probably sounds a bit strange, but it's happened. It happens to me. You know, if I've got a branded sweatshirt on, if I was to go to the corner shop today, somebody might say, oh, what do you do there? And I could say, I do Scentsy. Now, if I've got a really negative mindset on today and I haven't brushed my hair and I look a bit dishevelled and not really in the mood, number one, why have I gone out wearing something branded? Because the likelihood is someone's going to clock me. But if I've gone out in a real kind of like, oh, I just can't do this, it's too difficult, oh, I'm never going to get any customers, I'm never going to get any teamies, and then I'm in a shop and somebody talks to me, the likelihood is I'm probably going to be, yeah, I do Scentsy, and that'd be it. Whereas if I'm kind of like branded and I go to the shop, my opportunity kind of vibe would be if someone talks to me like, yay, I'm a Scentsy consultant, I live just here, do you want a leaflet, do you want my website? Here, get your phone out, I'll give you the link to my website, or actually I'll send you a link to my customer group, and you can have a little conversation. It's really positive, it's really light-hearted, and you never know where it's going to go. Okay, so everything that you do could affect your legacy, could affect your future Scentsy business. So think about the bigger picture. When you're out and about, think, who could I bump into? What's my mindset like today? What's my positivity like today? Am I branded? What's the likelihood someone's going to talk to me? And if they talk to me, am I ready for it? Do I have certain things that I've rehearsed in my mind that I could go, oh yeah, here's my link to my website, or here's my link to my customer group? Are you prepared? Okay. Get your eyes forward in this year, in January 2023. Stop looking behind you, whittling and worrying what life has done to you, and all your personal baggage. Leave it behind, because this is the opportunity to change your future. Don't hide away in a customer group. You know, your customer group is incredibly important, but don't hide away in it, because the only people that ever get to experience you are the people that are in that customer group. And out of the whole wide world, if you've only got 150 people in your customer group, that's the only people in the whole wide world that are ever going to experience you as a Scentsy consultant. So get yourself a business page and get visible, get on there, have photos, do selfies, go live, do reels, all of the things, so you can achieve the success you want to achieve. Get out into your community. Remember that before social media, people were doing direct selling. Use Avon as an example. Betterware, Tupperware, Ann Summers, you know, all of those older kind of style direct sellings. And it was all about conversation. It was all about getting out there, having a conversation, cheering somebody up, putting a smile on somebody's face, and potentially being able to talk about your business. Do you know what? We truly have got a gift in our hands that we can change our lives, but we can also impact and change other people's. Sharing our products, sharing our opportunity is just fantastic. You know, people underestimate the power of what we do. You know, people think direct selling is sell, post a photo on social media, post a photo on social media, post a photo on that is so spammy and icky and yucky. It turns people off, and no wonder people go, oh, for God's sake, all that girl does is post photos of Scentsy warmers. It's a bigger entity, touching people's lives, having conversations. And there's one thing that's incredibly important to mention is fragrance and scent evokes memories. Okay, so what you want to try to kind of bring into your business somehow, and that's a whole nother training, is how scent affects our lives, how it can uplift us, how it can calm us down, how it can energize us, how smelling certain scents take us back to like childhood memories or lovely memories, and using the emotional connection of human beings to converse, to convey, to talk about, to share our products, not just using social media and thinking you're building a business, because you can't just do that, okay? It doesn't just work like that. So make a plan. If you've ever seen my pile of notebooks, I've got literally a pile of notebooks that high over the last 7 years, and I just ordered some more the other day and they came by Amazon. I write everything down, and it's not a dear diary. It could be any old thing that I write down. It could be a training note, it could be something that's news wise, like, you know, we've got something new coming to Scentsy or what have you, but training notes, you know, if I've had a new team member, if I need to do something, if I need to do a follow-up, all sorts of things I write in my books. And I am able then to look back, and I can actually get out my first books from when I first started, and I look back at my notes, and it's really funny to read them. But making a plan is really important. So write it down in a notebook, plan out what you want to do, look at it every day, remind yourself what it is that you want, and find the positives every day. It's so easy to slip into negative. And for those of you that have been working with me for a long time, you know I don't do negative. I don't tolerate it. I don't do it. It doesn't serve you. It doesn't serve me. It doesn't serve the community. I don't do moany whingy, okay? If you've got a problem, find a solution. That's my way of tackling life, because life is too short to dwell on crap. Okay, you can't change what's happened, but you can change what happens in the future. So what's the point of moaning about it, going on about it, dwelling on it, letting it affect you, affecting everybody else in your kind of vibe, in your home, in your workplace, or what have you? So stay positive, quit moaning, quit whinging. If stuff doesn't go right, find a different way. Find a way for stuff to go right, not moan about how it doesn't go right, okay? Be really, really thankful that you have this opportunity. Be thankful for what you achieve. You know, even if you sell 1 bar of wax and you think, oh, well, that's only $7.25. It's $7.25 that somebody has entrusted you with, that believes in you, that wants to support you, and they have placed an order with you. That should be as much of a buzz as somebody spending 70 quid, okay? And just remember that your vibe attracts your tribe. So if you look, social media is like the easiest thing to kind of like pinpoint here. But if you look on people's social media and all you see is moaning, whinging, moaning, whinging, moaning, not happy, not well, too tired, too ill, too fed up, too this, too that. If you see that, everyone around them gets this little cloud of dark smoke over them, because it's very, very negative, okay? When you see people that are, nothing to do with money by the way, but genuinely achieving things, happy, or I've made my first cake, or I've just taught the kids how to do the laces up, or I've just gone out for a beautiful walk in the park, or the sun's shining today, it feels great, or I managed to get my washing on the line, it feels good, or I've seen a friend, we had so many laughs, it was fantastic. When you see that kind of social media, you want to gravitate to that person, because instead of dark smoke, they're shining a little bit of light over you, okay? One shot at this life. One shot at this life. Don't spend it with the wrong people. Don't spend it with people that pull you down, slow you down, bring you down, okay? Spend it with people that light you up, lift you up, and inspire you. Never compare is my next tip. Don't ever do this. Don't ever compare, because it will steal your joy and it will steal your focus. Stay in your own lane. Concentrate on your own business. By all means, watch what other people do. Be inspired and learn by watching other people, but never go into, but he does this and I can't do that, or she's amazing, I could never do that, because that's negative. She's amazing. What is she doing? How do you do it? That's the solution, okay? So find your something. Find something that you are good at and run with it, okay? If you're great at doing parties, run with parties. If you're great at doing baskets, run with baskets. If you're great at doing lives, run with lives. If you're great at doing demos on reels, do those, okay? Find your strength and run with it. Don't worry too much about your weaknesses, because do you know what? We all have them. We all have them. It's natural. So consistency is my next tip. Be consistent. Are you sharing your business oh, got hair, sharing your business every day. Now, I'm not talking just social media here, okay? I'm talking about conversations. Are you making the most of the people that you see, the people that you talk to? Are you making the most of that opportunity by introducing a conversation about Scentsy that day to those people? As well as, are you using your social media? Because if your shop is not open for business, your shop is not open for business, okay? Imagine if you went to Tesco's today and the doors were shut, and the person that is in charge of opening the doors, for example, is in bed, can't be bothered to get up, doesn't really feel like it today, so it doesn't open. And they might open at 4 o'clock if they feel okay later on. That's not how you run a business, okay? So make sure your shop is open daily, and you can do that by scheduling. You don't have to be stuck to your phone, especially if you're working full time or you've got kids or you're busy. But make sure your shop is open, because if it's not open, people can't shop. Okay, never give up on the dream. So even though you've got your vision and things get tough, because they will, okay, don't give up on it, because the time is going to pass anyway. So why not make the most of the time that you've got? But don't just rely on social media. Next tip, we are in a relationship building business, and I've said a lot about this. Don't get me wrong, social media plays a massive part, but it's only one part of my business. And I use social media every day, but I don't bank my business on social media. I speak to my family, I speak to my friends. If you've got work colleagues, you'd be talking about it at work. If you've got school mums, you'd be having chats about it at school. You might have a relationship with your kids' teachers. It could be that you're standing in the queue for the post office and you're in branding and you have a conversation with somebody. It could be that you're messaging people behind the scenes, following up on conversations, following up on likes, following up on comments, following up on their last purchase. Any conversation. It could be you're booking a party, you're going to go and do a physical party for somebody. It could be that you are talking to people about joining and you go around and have a cup of tea with somebody. It could be anything. But it's not just social media that will give you the success. Personal interaction trumps social media. Personal interaction trumps social media, okay? Talking about personal interaction, I've said this a few times in the past, behind the scenes, not like live in front of a team or anything to embarrass anybody, but when you are talking and you are in work mode, okay, just remember the energy you're giving off, okay? If you haven't done your hair, if you've got no makeup on, I mean, you might not be a major makeup wearer, okay? But if you've got no makeup on, you've not done your hair, you're in your pajamas, you look like you haven't made an effort. And I'm old school. I'm sorry, I'm old school, okay? When you're in work mode, you are a business person, and a business person doesn't turn up with greasy hair, no makeup, and in the pajamas doing a live unboxing video, okay? It's just don't do it. I'm not saying you have to do all singing or dancing, get dolled up and dressed up. I'm in joggers, I'm in a sweatshirt. This is me, okay? No, this is not what I would look like on a Saturday night. But your presentation matters, okay? And that's also equivalent if you're going to go and do a party, going to go and do an event. Anytime you're in branding and you're in business mode, you need to look presentable, okay? Not just that, your facial expressions matter, okay? I see people taking selfies and they are like, I'm like, are you kidding? Do you hate that product? You look like you want to be somewhere else. So your facial expressions matter, because that's what we read in people. Before we get to have a conversation with somebody, we look at their overall persona. What do they look like? What is their eyes saying? What does their smile say? That's all about body language, facial expressions, and it's all how we read human beings. And if I was to be looking on a consultant's page and they're going, this Scentsy product, by the way, fake Scentsy product, I'd be like, well, she doesn't look very interested in what she does. Like, I would probably find it amusing, because I'd be like, well, can't she smile? But you know, those kind of things matter. So whenever you're talking to people, have that passion come out of you in the vibe that you give off. It has to be genuine. I'm not talking about you putting on a front, but if you're excited, be excited, okay? If you're happy, be happy. If you're like kind and friendly and communicative, be kind and friendly. Show it that you want to help people. Talk to people. Slow down your voice. Listen to what people say. That personal interaction really matters, and so does the tone of your voice. Again, I've listened to lots of training over the years, and people have been like, so be coachable, be prepared for self-reflection, self-growth, and much self-development. Always check in with yourself and ask yourself for feedback. Listen when people who have experienced it try to help you. Would that get you like interested? No. Be coachable, be prepared for self-reflection, self-growth, and so much self-development. That's more interesting. So tone of voice really matters in the way that you communicate with people. I hope that kind of helps. Listen though. An art form is listening. So many people love the sound of their own voice, okay? That they're rabbit, 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 Scentsy, 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 and they're not reading the facial expressions on the other person. They're not reading the body language on the potential customer, and they're not listening to the subtle little hints and tips the customer's like, not feeling it, she's not feeling it. So it's really important that you listen and read people well, okay? Because that's where you get the ebb and flow of energy between relationships. And when you listen to people and you watch what they're doing and how they're saying and what their eyes are doing, you know, facial expressions tell us everything. Our eyes tell us everything. Some of us are more intuitive with it. Some of us have to learn those skills. But really, really listen to your potential customers, because if somebody is going, that kind of thing, they're not quite on your wavelength. So you might need to change tactic on what you talk about. It could be maybe they can't afford a £48 warmer. So you banging on about it is definitely not going to get a sale. But if you were to read them and think, they're not feeling the £48, you could steer them towards a clearance section where maybe there's a warmer for £15. Then you might get, that kind of, okay, that could be possible. So it's really important to have that personal interaction, and you don't get that on social media. You do not get that on a business page, and you do not get that in a customer group. You can only get that in real life. Okay, so I've said this before, don't quit. When it gets a bit hard, don't quit, okay? Go for the no. Go for the no is really cheesy in direct sales, but it's true. You're going to hear no, 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 a lot more than you're going to hear, oh yeah, okay? But you have to go for the no, which means you have to do the talk, you have to do the questioning, you have to do the conversation, you have to be chasing the opportunity to actually get a response from somebody. And if they go no, don't go, oh, I'm so upset and hurt, I'm going to go home and cry, that's ruined my day, okay? Dramatic, unnecessary, and negative. So if somebody says no, you go, okay, that's fine. If you change your mind, let me know. And if it's to do with budget, let me know, because do you know what? Sometimes we have some fantastic prices. And if you want me to put you on my VIP list, if something comes up in your price bracket, I will let you know, okay? Smile, thank them for talking to you, and move on. So it's really, really important that you don't quit because you get no's. I hear no's all the time, okay? Have I quit? No, 7 years in February, okay? So if I can hear the no and carry on, so can you. And there's also, this is what my mum used to say to me, and I remember her saying it to me all of the time as a teenager. She was a single mum, and I was probably quite high maintenance, to be fair. Very, high maintenance probably is the best way of putting it. And I used to go, I can't do that, I can't do that, I can't do that, I can't do that, I can't do that. And she's like, there is no such word as can't. Find a solution, Eleanor. Okay? And it's a massive life lesson, because if you think you can't, you won't. You won't even try because you've already written it off, okay? Your mindset's gone, not for me, there's no point in bothering because can't do it, okay? You can't grow a business with that mindset. So take out the word can't. If you ever hear yourself saying can't, take it out, okay? Take it out of that sentence and put in, I can't do it yet, but I will find the way. Or I want to be able to do this and I will find the way. Or I struggle with this, but I will find the way. Or I need training on this, but I will find the way, okay? So take your negative connotations out of what you say, how you act, what you do, and put in some positives, because it will change your life personally, not just Scentsy, okay? Also, finally, rest, okay? If you are feeling overwhelmed, and you were going, oh, I don't know what I'm doing, I don't know what to do next, I'm struggling, la 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 la, just rest. Rest for an hour, rest for the day, rest for the afternoon, rest for the weekend, okay? Rest. And when you rest, naturally your mind problem solves, okay? And if your mind starts to problem solve what you're struggling with, if you feel yourself shifting into I can't, or the negative self-talk, remember this conversation. Remember the fact that you have the ability to change the perspective. You can change a can't to a can. You can change a won't to a will. It's your mind, it's your body, you're in full control of it. You have the power to change it, okay? And if you believe in the products, you've got that beginning energy where you can go, do you know what, I believe I can do this, I believe I can do this, I just need to find the way. You find the way, you take the action, you put the effort in, and you achieve a different result, okay? So it's important that you have that little moment to rest, allow your mind to kind of catch up, allow you to go into natural problem solving mode, and then tackle any mind monkeys. And the more you tackle the mind monkeys, the more quiet they become, because they know that you're going to win out on this argument. They're not going to win, okay? That negative self-talk is not going to be listened to. You're going to be like, not listening to you. So eventually those mind monkeys that would take you to the negative side of life stop popping onto your shoulder, because they know there's no point. They know there's no fight, because you have full control over what you want to achieve. So finally, last point, this is a new year, okay? This is a new year. This is a fantastic opportunity to think about what you achieved last year. What were your wins? What gave you a buzz? What did you struggle with? What didn't work for you? What did work for you, okay? Take this knowledge, take this experience into this year and build on it, okay? Tackle the things that you struggled with, go deep, like I've talked about. What was the real reason? Don't give yourself excuses. What was the real reason, okay? Run with all the positives, duplicate the positives. The more positive action you take in your Scentsy business day in, day out, the more positive your Scentsy business will become. It's natural, it's naturally the way the universe works. You've got one shot at life. Remember, you are in full control. No one else is in control of your life. No one else is accountable or responsible. You have full control over every single thing that happens to you, and it's how you receive that information, what you do with it, and where you go next that really matters. So if you want something to happen, choose for it to happen. Choose to make that difference, okay? So that's it for today. That's just your new year, new you, new mindset, new way of thinking, getting your self-belief on form, knowing that you can do this, seeing the vision, make sure you know what you want to achieve, where you want to go, making that plan, building that legacy, staying consistent, recognizing that social media isn't the be all and end all. Relationships, people, human beings are what build relationships and businesses. Never comparing to other people unless it's a good thing, unless you're learning from them. And keep that personal interaction. Keep that personal interaction at the forefront of everything you do. When you see your customers, smile, thank them, tell them you appreciate appreciate them. When you see your team, smile, give them a hug, say thank you for being here, because anyone can choose to be anywhere, and people choose to be here with us or in your customer groups. So hopefully that's helped you today. Thank you for watching. Like I say, if you've got any comments, pop them in. Any questions, pop them in. And I will catch you later. Bye.